Today, the thoughts of every American are with the people of Boston, but especially with the many victims of yesterday's horrendous attacks and their families. Many who were looking forward to celebrating the achievement of a loved one yesterday woke up to the grim reality of facing the rest of their lives with a disfiguring injury. For them, yesterday's attacks were the beginning of a long and difficult journey. 3 others who lined up to encourage others, including an 8-year-old boy who was there to cheer on his dad at the finish line, lost their lives in the blast. We pray in a special way for these families. As the President said yesterday, the 2 parties stand united today in our deepest sympathy for all those who were affected firsthand by these heinous attacks, and in our unshakable resolve to bring those responsible and any others who are contemplating acts like this to justice. These horrific attacks are a grim reminder of the hatred and contempt that many continue to harbor in their hearts, not only for our nation and its freedoms, but for innocent human life. On 9/11, we were forever disabused of the notion that attacks like the one that rocked Boston yesterday only happen on the field of battle or in distant countries. With the passage of time, however, and the vigilant efforts of our military, intelligence, and law enforcement professionals, I think it's safe to say that for many, the complacency that prevailed prior to September the 11th has actually returned. And so we are newly reminded that serious threats to our way of life remain. And today, again, we recommit ourselves to the fight against terrorism at home and abroad. Another point. As always, we marvel at the courage and the selflessness of those who rushed to the scene after yesterday's blast. In moments like this, we see the worst of humanity and the best of our fellow citizens. Whether it was the exhausted marathoners who became helpers and healers the moment they realized what had happened, the doctors and nurses who had expected the usual marathon day uptick in cases of dehydration or exhaustion, but who spent the rest of the day handling far worse, or the first responders and law enforcement officials who rushed to the scene with total disregard for their own safety, including those who tore down a fence to get to the wounded before they were even sure the area was safe. We honor all of them today. Those responsible for this act of terror will be brought to justice for their deeds. But today, our thoughts are mainly with the victims, their families, and friends, and all those whose lives have suddenly been turned upside down by the wicked designs of those responsible. For most of us, it's hard to imagine how anyone could even contemplate doing something like this. But as always, as a nation, we face this sad reality head on and show the world that America does not cower in the face of it.